make a choice, right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way. It's like it's water. It wants to move and go around stuff, you know. You know, there's a flow of the universe that I've grown to know just how to go with it. I realize that to have the level of success that I want to have, it's difficult to spread it out and do multiple things. It takes such a desperate, obsessive focus. You really got to focus with all of your fiber and all of your heart and all of your creativity.
Hello guys, so I'm gonna talk about the second part of this series, which was self-love. This is a really big subject and I'm really being spontaneous now, so I'm just gonna be in this moment and tell you whatever that I feel like saying about this subject or what I have learned about self-love. So self-love for me have been let's say it has been a long journey, and I don't think I'm the only one who feels this way, because I mean, think about it. There's like, I see all of my friends, siblings, you know, people around, they're all talking about some kind of like this feeling of not being enough or not. I think we all have to go through all these phases of self-development, you know, because I don't think that there's just a destination, like you just get there. There's this life where you just go through things step by step and then you learn things on the way. So self-love for me, I cannot talk about how self-love will be for you, because that is your human experience. That is you just developing your consciousness. This is me having my experience here. So for me, self-love have been to just, you know, embracing who you are. What does that mean? People go around and tell all these phrases, you know, love yourself, embrace who you are, do this, do that. What does that mean? Let me break it down. So for me, I remember before I was really shy. Really shy. I cannot even believe, like, I don't think I could have imagined that I would be standing here in front of a camera, you know, having these videos to all these YouTubers. But here I am, because I took a decision. I had a different voice. I was talking so quiet with a like very low tone of voice. And then I remember I had some tricks. I was thinking first, I remember a person told me like, what are you saying? I can't hear you. Like, whatever you're doing or saying, it feels like you're thinking about what everybody else is thinking about you. And I was like, how could he know? Because I thought that was my secret. I thought I was, you know, really covering it up but apparently not. So from that day, I decided that I will not care anymore how it sounds. So the first thing I did to get my own voice, not this quiet, like low tone of voice, was that I started to think, what am I doing that keeps my voice that low? And then I came up, this occurred to me that I was thinking about how other people would receive me, how they would think about me, how I would represent myself to them, you know. But then I decided, once I realized this, I decided that I would not care anymore how they think, what they think, how they receive me, what they think about me. And from that day, my voice started to become louder, and my true voice came. I mean, that sounds really weird, but my voice came up like this bass, it feels like it's grounded in me. This wasn't there at all, let me tell you that. And that was the first step. And then I started to take this kind of attitude with me everywhere. So if I would fail at something, if I wouldn't succeed at the first try, or if I would have anything happening, it wouldn't be easy on the first try, but I would practice and practice to not care about what people think about you. Because let me tell you one thing about people's thoughts. People and you are supposed to meet, you're supposed to merge with people, and the thing is that if there is friction, that is also supposed to happen. Because think about it, consciousness again. Consciousness, whether you want it or not, it's supposed to be formed within you. So whoever you meet will have an effect on you, whether they like you or they don't like you. That will have an effect within yourself, within your consciousness. It will form it, and that will give you an experience, and that's what this life is about. So that's the thing to have and keep in mind, that if you realize that you're supposed to not be liked by everyone, you're supposed to be unique and authentic and yourself, then you will just go out there more, or you just have to practice each day. It's not like, oh, you just jump from this attitude to this attitude. You just do this day by day, person by person, meeting by meeting. If you caught yourself like thinking, oh, I wonder what that person thinks about me, oh, maybe I shouldn't talk that way, maybe I shouldn't, just stop yourself and be like, who cares about that person? I have to care about how I think about myself. This is more important. This is the first step. And the second step is start to embrace. What does that mean? That means to accept. Be like, I have seen people that you wouldn't define as beautiful, but there's something about them, and that caught my eyes. Because I remember I was on this train and I was on my way home from my work, and I saw like 3 or 4 girls, and I started to observe them, of course, and look at them, and I was looking at their eyes, their ears, their nose, their lips, and I came to realize that all of them had something that was really unique and beautiful for them. So this got me to think about a bunch of things. I started to think. I was thinking at that girl's eyes, and I was, that's really beautiful eyes. But then I realized that she had generations and generations of people so behind her who gave her these eyes. So it's a combination of several people who have loved each other, and that has resulted in her eyes. And then the nose is also a combination of a bunch of DNAs, you know, and the mouth and the hair, everything is generations and generations of DNA, and that is formed from love. People have made love, and that, you know, and now she's sitting there in the train, and how can that not be beautiful? I mean, whatever I have on my body, however I look, this is just a representation of all these past generations of people. Can you imagine? I have the ears of perhaps my grandfather, and maybe my lips of a combination of several other people, and that made me really embrace and be like grateful for my look. And this is the thing, there is not the biggest ego trap is that there is no definition of beautiful. There is no. The society try to make you think that there is a certain way to look, a certain way to move, a certain way to dress, but there is no certain way. There's only you, and you is, I mean, you're unique. I am unique. He's unique behind the camera. Everybody's unique, and that is beautiful. The uniqueness is beautiful, not the copy or wannabe, or you can see it. So I'm trying. I haven't always been thinking this way, but this is why I'm saying I have been practicing to love myself. I have been practicing to embrace whatever I have, curly or straight, makeup or no makeup. And you know, sometimes I really gain weight if I'm not training or if I'm busy with something, and sometimes I lose them, but I try to love myself no matter what. Because think about it, your body you have to go deeper into each subject. Again, we're talking about our body. The body is serving you, the body is helping you, the body is your only way to exist in this world, you know, within, I mean, your soul is within this body. So think about it. Don't see it as an object, just be grateful, or try to be. So what I did to get to this point was that I always try to, you know, experiment. I always try to practice and see whatever I can learn, new things or in a new way. So I always like to practice stuff, because I know that it takes some time to you know, develop a new attitude, because your old self will always try to take you back, to keep you back in the past. Because think about it, we're addicted to our feelings and emotions. So what I do is that I decide that, let's say, and I suggest that you do this as well. So if your goal is to improve your self-esteem, because it's not just about, oh, I love myself and that's all, you know. It's about, it affects all the areas in your life. Your relationships, your work, your goals, whoever you're gonna be in this life. It affects everything. So what I do, or what I suggest you to do, to get a book like I have done here. I can show you. This is really a simple one, but I have more fancy ones. And I just write down stuff. And I have a lot of things here that I decide, like, okay, for a month, I'm gonna write down 3 things that I like about myself. 3 things that I have done really well this month or this year, or accomplishments. Because I remember one time I had this conversation with my sister, and she said, like, but Isabel, you have accomplished so many things. I said, what? Like what? No, I haven't. And she said, and she started to, you know, count them and tell them one by one to me. So that's why it's important to write down and just recall, because we tend to forget the good things about ourselves, because we're so occupied by, you know, talking badly about ourselves, or thinking negative thoughts, or these insecure thoughts. So get a book like this, just a simple one, or if you want a more fancy one, you can get a more fancy one as well. It doesn't matter. But I suggest you to have just a clean new book, just for the purpose of you developing yourself. And take this book and decide, for a month I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna tell myself this. And then also in combination with the other video that I told you about forgiveness, which was another video. So you can find that in the playlist or in my other videos. So you do this, you do the forgiveness, and then the self-esteem, which I'm gonna talk about. This is actually kind of self-love and self-esteem goes like hand in hand. So this is a little bit about self-esteem as well, because this will increase your self-esteem. This will better your self-esteem, and it will get you to a place where you won't ever stop caring 100% about what people say, because I don't know if that would really be so good, because you're always, in my opinion, I always like to reflect about what people have to say, even though it's usually like it's always about themselves, or maybe they see a reflection in me, but it's always good to hear what they have to say and reflect on that, if there's any truth to it, or if there's any things that you could do better. Or so yeah, I think that's all about self-love. So I just wanna give you a summary again. Get a book, write down your like 3 things each day, and don't make it like, oh, I'm not gonna do it today because I can't, I had a huge bad day. Remember, your past is always trying to hold you back. So if you catch yourself having these thoughts that you can't, or you're so busy, or so, do it anyway. It's just 3 things. You can do it, and I do it, and then see what happens, and let me know how it goes for you. So thank you for watching, and I will make another video about self-esteem. So see you then.